Alrighty, welcome back to Mars. To Stationeers. Let's try that again. Welcome back to Stationeers. I'm going back to Mars. Bet you never saw that coming. Today, we're going to try to get the greenhouse in shape. At least phase one. Why am I staring at a wall? Good question. Alright, got the hard suit and got the... Happy to see that. Got our little mushroom farm down here making some CO for us. CO2, rather. So I'm going to have to program that little dude in order to do that. I don't know why my frames are running so... Why my game's running so crappy right now. Must have something running. Okay. So I'm going to need IC. I got the laptop in there. Actually going to grab it. Grab that. Stacker's probably inside. Doesn't matter. Got that. And I should get rid of the suit. Don't need that. Let's go ahead and check this in here. Well, I do have a stacker there, so that'll work. Whoa! There we go. LaRRe. LaRRe. Can I rename you? Can I rename you, LaRRe? God, I can't. Oh, 01 it is. That is your name, LaRRe. You're no longer LaRRe. You are LaRRe 01. Alright. The gag here is I should have 5 bays, and they can be LaRRe number 5. So, put that away. So, let's edit. Clear, because we don't need that. Okay, define hash LaRRe. And good to know. I actually don't know how large the stack pointer is. db1 hash. Okay, sensitive. Good to know. Easier for me to type it all out instead of trying to do a copy and paste mess, because I'd be spending more time going back and forth than anything. So let me take a look at what is currently So 5 kilowatts, that's... If I turn you on... Doing nothing, you're 10 watts. Can I just... I'm gonna real quick slap the grow light on and see how much I'm pulling now. Grow light is 70 watts each, so grow watt lights will be on a separate thing. The bins actually look pretty... Okay, so I think on just a single transformer we can be pretty liberal with how many we get. So the other thing we're going to need to know is station position for each station. And I don't know if I necessarily need to maybe a state. Yeah, for each. So if I know I'm in the process of harvesting seeds, if I'm in the state harvesting plant, if I am going to drop off, and if I am just picking up. So I got to plan out state. Okay, alias. Index, it's going to be R0. No, it's not going to be index. Current index. State. I don't know if I need to know. I don't know if I need to. Hanging up on? Oh, I must have been getting under the ladder. Now this is actually a good question. I can read, okay. Oh, okay. Ain't it for each one, possibly? Okay, so... Will it yell at me if I try to... It doesn't actually. That's kind of neat. So I wonder if there's more registers than that. I'm not going to worry about it. So cur index can be 0. Before I forget, you double 0. closer. Little batch name. R15 device hash is going to be hash LaRRe, name hash. Okay. Get R14 DB address index. Logic type is going to be extended and some, it doesn't matter. So I'm assuming extended is going to be 1 if it's extended. So add curve index 1. Well, hang on. Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, we need to do that. So the next thing I need to do is read I don't know. Just name hash, reference ID. Yeah, let's do reference ID. Load batch name into. I love how we just kind of. I reserved a status up here. Okay, so device hash, LaRRe. Name hash is R14. Logic type is reference ID, right? And some. Okay. So I'm assuming if I get something that is non-existent, it should be 0. So branch greater than 0, R13. We're going to jump at this point, so we would have gone through all of the iteration loops for initialization. I'm assuming. So what I want to do is set DB setting equal to R13, I guess, at this point. Or maybe I should actually put that right here. Sleep 2. Because I want to see this in action. It's the world's simplest program. I never... Silly. Okay, so what we're going to do at this point index is going to be current index plus 1. And at this point, we're going to jump back to init. That's what I want to do. Get your loops. Okay. 95609. Of course, it doesn't. Silly. Oh, it does set it. And it should be equal 0. Yeah, and if not, of course it's going to be supposed to be greater than. Maybe it's only supposed to be equal to. 95609. Don't know how these actually behave, so I apologize to everybody who's dealing with this. So maybe this is iNet. Oh, yeah, okay. That probably would be what I need to do. There's a literal iNet loop, and then there's an initialization phase, then there's the actual initialization loop. There we go. Before I do any more, 95609, there we go, 0. That's what I expect to see. Okay, so yeah. So I will get a 0. And I don't know if those actually can be negative. We can make the assumption, so branch equals 0, negative. So in this case, hit the cap. Maybe that's okay. So then we can get extended as a sum. So branch greater than 0 for extended. I'm gonna go to retract arm. I gotta think of how I want to do that. So if I do it with AL, then that register one at a time is this easy. I'm trying to do them all at a time. I can't do an I got to do an asynchronous. I can't wait for it to be done. Just got to go on to the next loop. So this is where I got to start defining the state. Is there a way to clear? Not going to be in there. Clear stack. Okay, clear. Yeah, I can literally clear. So every time this restarts, it will literally clear the stack. So I can assume state 0 is going to be iNet. State 1 is going to be retracting. And state 2 is going to be retracted. State 3 is going to be moved to home. State 4 is going to be at home. Be emptying. State 6 would be empty. Yeah. So we'll start with that. we'll need to branch AL. Okay, so we already have an exit out of here. That's if we hit the end. So now we can go retract arm. And this actually can be just a generic. Curve stack pointer is going to be R3. That's what we're going to do. Ooh, yeah, I can't do this yet. I got to wait till we're actually going back into the initialization. Otherwise, I'm going to have a wrong index. Okay, so we're going to move into current stack pointer. We're going to move current index. And we're going to add go up to 49. So theoretically, well, no. Again, I might be able to make the assumption there's only 128. I wonder, actually, hey, let's see if there's is it 256 maybe? 256 stack points? Trying to get some information on it real quick, browsing the web. Stack is a memory that can hold 512. Okay. That would be good to actually have in here, so I don't even know where I saw that. I want to confirm that. So batch writing. Special stack memory 512. Well, that is very nice. Okay. Awesome. So stack pointer is actually 512 bytes. So that's actually kind of a misnomer. Yeah, okay. I misread that. It's not 512 bytes. 512 addresses. So it's 9 bits. Okay, so well, that's really easy. And I'll just do 0 for the name hash, 1 for the station, 200 for the state, and then I don't know if I need anything else, but I've got now 2 more values I can use. So we're going to do so I'm assuming that we come into here with our index set. And it might be worth having our station set too. Does that matter? I don't know if that actually matters. I don't know if that actually matters. Station doesn't matter, so state. So we're gonna set, what the heck did I call it? Put. DB current stack pointer, and I said here retracting. However, hang on. So we gotta load I don't think I'm going to save R15. R15 is something that just get overloaded, overrun. Okay, so R15 name hash is LaRRe hash, and of course it will be our R14. Which that one actually I'm going to go ahead and alias as current name hash. Yeah, I should call it R4 because I'm going to need that. So. Actually, yeah. So R15 is just a temporary variable to be written over in a couple short deals. Current name hash, just to make it easier, because it's already going to be set prior to. And now. One if it's idle. Branch greater than 0. No. Currently idle, and we're going to continue. But if it's not currently idle, we're going to go ahead and return. Okay. All right. So I'm a little confused by this. So if it's extended and idle, we need to push the button to call it back. But if it's extended and not idle, it means we are either extending it or retracting it, all the same. So I don't know if it actually matters what we put here, but we're gonna go ahead and do this. So we're gonna put retracting, and then we're going to set batch our device hash. It's going to be hash LaRRe, name hash is current name hash. Logic type is going to be activate, and we're going to write 1. And then jump back, continue on. So it's got to be waiting on that. Put that in there. I think the more important thing is to know if it's moving to seed something or moving to not seed something. Okay, then we're going to load batch R15 H LaRRe name hash, current name hash, and setting, I'm assuming. It's going to give us our station number. And if that's greater than branch greater than 0 AL R15, we're going to go to return home. So now we have return home here, and we're going to jump to RA because it's going to go back. necessarily need to might be able to shorten that up a little bit to optimize that for fewer bytes at state. So I do need to also, okay, so now we're at station. I'm going to need to see if it's idle. If it's not idle, then we need to come back later. Then, if it is, what we'll go ahead and do is set the state to returning to home at 3. And then we will put into db at current stack pointer value is going to be 0. There we go. And write the state, which I don't know if it really matters in this. Yeah, as a matter of fact, in this particular case, it might matter. I don't know. We'll keep it in there until we get space constrained, which might happen real fast. So I've only got 127 lines, 128 lines actually. So it might be worth putting some of these in another thing. Might be worth putting in another thing here. So, okay, so now we have return home. And retract arm. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and do that. So, theoretically, should be able to. You know what? I might want to turn these on too. Just for the fun of it. So I know this works. Set batch network R15. Right, that's device hash. Here we go. LaRRe name hash, current name hash on 1. Probably would be good to have that on. Export. Okay, so I'm gonna move this. That's what I want to do. I just want to make sure that I'm good on that. So if I do this, okay. Now there is a problem with that. Oh. Yep, that's exactly the problem I was going to have. Yep. Okay. That is what I figured I'd have. That's why I wanted to test that. So move init okay to -1. Doesn't matter. No. Here's where we're going to do this. We're actually going to jump to init, right? So branch greater than 0, init okay. No, branch equals 0, init okay. 2, main. Start main. Yeah, there we go. Move init okay to 1. So it's got to make one pass through here. Okay, so here's what's going to be. Move init okay 1. Move init okay 1. That change should tell it that if something just isn't kosher yet, it's going to keep on going. Yep, there we go. I have a feeling that it is so start main, set db setting to 1. Set db setting to 0. Okay. All right, got to look at endless loop here.
Hunger caution.
Sure, I'll go eat. Oh, actually, I gotta make some french fries. So you know what that means. I actually gotta come up here and harvest. Potatoes. Dummy. Dummy. mushroom seeds. Imagine me getting something like that. Yep. Go. Okay, now I can look at my endless loop. No, I'm gonna shut my laptop. You know what? Jeez, do that. Crazy. High quality H2O. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Oh. Yeah. Okay. I can't do this every loop. I literally have to do it pre-init if I'm going to do that. There we go. Okay, state 1. All right. Put that in there. Oh, good. That'll give me a good test. Oh! Coming back. State 1. Didn't wait to come back, though. I guess... Okay, well then the next step here, assuming that is correct, and then it's the main loop. So move cur index. So we're going to do essentially the same here. We're going to get the name hash from essentially the current index. But I also need to make sure that we are actually referencing something here. Back to start main. There we go. Okay, I need to get name hash from current index, right? Current index is already set. So now, don't wait for idle, need to check for it. See, this is where that gets challenged. I can't nest it. Unless I use a stack pointer. Or stack. Yeah. I could use the stack. That would be a very sensible use for the stack. Not the hack that I'm using right now. I'm using it as a heap. Put DB address 512. Let's let this sleeping dog lie for now, and we'll figure it out in a bit here. Okay. So the device exists. Now this is where it's important to see the state. Okay, so need to know the station. Curse stack pointer, curse station. Curse stack pointer. I have to reference that more than once. Anyway, okay, so we get. So we move cur index. Sorry, cur stack pointer into that. We add cur stack pointer. We add 100 to it. That gives us our station index. Stack. So that's the target. That is the target. So load batch name R15. R15 device hash is Harry Larry. And current name hash logic type is going to be station setting. And so it doesn't matter. Then we're going to load batch R14. This is going to be get R14 going to be DB, and the address is going to be current stack pointer. So this is target. Oh, wait a minute. The way that ran is the setting was instant, so that is the target. It doesn't even tell you where it currently is, it's where it's going. So I don't actually need to place the stack for the station. Possibly. Hang on. I take that back. Because if I'm dropping it off in the, yep, that's where state matters. This is way too complicated for what I'm running out of lines already. So I'm going to have to simplify some of the stuff for sure. Which, I can take like the stack pointers and just throw those in a different chip. Right into the device. Okay, so we've got where the LaRRe is actually going to. We've got where I want it to be. So station 0 is home. 1 is going to be the import bin, which is kind of backwards, which is where the deposit is. And station 2 is going to be where the export is, which is where we seeds, where our seeds go. Okay. As long as I can keep that correct, I can take these around indefinitely, basically. So this is actually more of my test subject, test area. Okay. So there, got that in my brain. go ahead and edit. So, right, not equal. R14 and R15. Jump to moving. Do actions. Sure, we'll go to do actions. And that might be AL, I don't know. But if it is the same, then we need to see if it's idle. So this is where we might do check idle. Jump RA. So that's exactly what's going to happen. Is jump AL to check idle. In this case, oh wait, it doesn't. Because if I'm doing, here's where it gets funny. So if I jump to retract arm, this is where, so if I had a sub call to it, I would have to do that. R15 is something I can just scrub. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's another question. It's checking idle. This doesn't actually return me a value. All right. So there's a couple of ways I could do this. I could do like a stack pointer. This is really poor streaming content. I'll tell you what. Yeah, so I could pass it with a value to jump to if not idle. And then return here. Okay. Okay. So get R14 DB 512 is going to be the return address, if not what I want. Otherwise, we return right where we are. So in this case, what we do is we're going to put 512, we're going to put the value of main. Okay, so what we're going to do is add cur index. We're going to add one to that. So I'm not actually going to call the jump idle here. Now, actually I still could, right? No, I can't because I still need this number right here. So if I were to 1, 2, right? There's 2 lines every time. I'm I'm doing 2 lines every time here. So quite frankly, check idle is not going to save me any lines. Okay. So here's check idle. Yep, okay. Branch back up to main. If you're not idle. Gosh. That is so terrible. So if it is idle, this is where we need to figure. Oh, so wait a minute. Well, here's where I feel like it needs to be. We need to check the idle state pretty early, so it's all inclusive, right? So if it's idle, we check on what to do. If it's not idle, we just skip. Okay, so now we know we are idle, and we have do we actually need it? Okay. So there's going to be 2 cases here. The station is going to refer to the plant that it is trying to be over. Stack pointer station. So if this is different, then that means we are either dropping crap off, picking stuff up. Yeah, that's basically the only 2 options. And we don't need the state for this, although it might come in handy at some point. Don't need the state, because if it is a station 1 and it's dropping items off, then it goes to station 2 from there to pick up a seed to drop off. Okay. So we do not need this. So we are idle. Okay, so branch equal if current station is equal to 1. Okay. Let's just say if it equals to 0, then we will go to garden. Branch equal to 1. Deposit items. Branch equal to 2. To pick up items. Then plant. Then go to pick up. Okay. Then otherwise we're over top of a garden. And we need to check its state. So first, go garden. It's going to be here, and then we're going to jump to main because it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, okay, just to keep things consistent, I'll go ahead and do an AL. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to set put DB current station pointer 3. I'm going to set batch name, device name, hash LaRRe, name hash, current name hash, setting 3. And I'm not going to worry about state. I don't think I'm going to include state in this anymore. Okay. So next, we got deposit items, which will also do this. So now, ooh, we can't override R15 at this point. Or R14, so now I gotta keep that in mind. Okay, so we're gonna load batch by name R13 device hash is gonna be hash LaRRe. Current name hash. Oh, slots, I guess. LaRRe, your arm slot, right? 0. Slot index 0. Logic slight quantity sum. I'm going to want to overwrite R15 then, just so the next check works. Okay. Okay, so if the quantity is how do I do this? If the quantity is greater than 0, R13 is greater than 0, we're going to set R12 to 1. Otherwise, it's going to be 0. So if it's empty, what do we want equal to 0? If it's equal to 0, we go to the next stop. R15 is going to be R15 plus R12. So it's going to be, we're going to increment the station number if it's 0. If it's not, it won't increment this. hash LaRRe name hash is current name hash. Activate R12, right? We will activate it if there's something in there, otherwise we don't. It'll deposit. Ooh, okay, yeah, alright. I just thought about that, yeah, no. So, branch. Setting the station number higher is perfectly fine. Setting is going to be R15, but so set equals 0. If R12, so R13. If the quantity is 0, then we will go ahead and we will add R15. Be R15 plus R12. Then we're going to set batch name, setting to R12. It should already be where it's at. So now branch greater than 0 on R12. This is going to go back to main. Alright, so at this point then, get really close to that limit. It is not empty, we're going to activate and then jump to where we were, which quite frankly, we could just jump to main. So it's not even that, it's just jump to main. Jump to main. Okay, next up we have pick up items. Now, I guess the only other difficulty we're going to run into here is when we're on the station and we got stuff on the arm. We have to determine, are we planting, are we picking up? Which I guess that's easy enough to tell. If the pod is empty beneath us and we have stuff in our hand, we should be moving. Yeah, okay. So pick up items. I don't know if I gotta wait between activating and pressing a setting. Need another chip to test that. Need another chip to test that. So if we are at station 2, we're idle. We need to activate. That being said, we also need to set LaRRe by name setting to our 14, right? Because that's where our stack is. Pointing us to go as far as the station goes. actually be it for that particular check. Now, I don't know if I've got a chip laying around here. Or I could do this. Well, I can. I just have a chip laying around. Why would I? Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. That is what you were supposed to do. That is exactly what you were supposed to do. Okay. Now if I do this right, you should come home. Then you're gonna go back home. Back home. Yes. Okay. All right. Cool. That worked very well. Okay, so I can let's do some wiring here. Now that I know that that's going to be a thing. I thought I had a transformer just flopping around in the wind down here. There it is. There it is. You. Okay, so let's. Microcontroller unit. All right. So we'll see how many. Ouch. Because the one thing that I do need to know. So come home. Or actually, take it back. Go to pick up. We'll have one thing in it. I come over here. Activate. Put something in. And then the chute bin. Okay, there we go. So chute import bin. Guess what? It's going to be top here. Fine. Ash. Import. Shoot import bin. gives a name hash, that gives an index. So we'll do also load. Ooh, okay. Oh, well, that's not working. R15 device hash is going to be the import bin. Current name hash. Logic type is going to be, now this is what I want to see. And we got to create a slot. Okay. Set hash by name, h import. There we go. That should actually tell me right now if this is going to work, because I've got stuff in there. Line 72. Line 72. Maybe open? No, hang on. So I need to invert that. So set equals 0 or 15. We'll see how this big hack works. That looks good. That works. Sweet. Sweet. That'll work. Okay. We're getting there. Okay. So that much closer to the end of my line here. So now, if it's not at a special, then it must be at a station. So now we need to determine if, so we load, we're going to load batch by slot, and R15 device hash is the hash of LaRRe, current name hash, slot index 255, I believe is the plant. So let's see, LaRRe, right there, LaRRe, target slot 255. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to be looking at is the hydrogen. hydroponics kit. Device, I guess, would make, no. That's right. Device. Oh, hang on. These are trays. So I guess that's the next thing. So if I need to use the device. Huh. We're gonna find out. There's actually a sub. You can fertilize. So occupied. So let's see. So if branch equals 0, R15, we're going to concede. Jump to main, I'm assuming. So we're going to have to set patch name LaRRe. Setting is going to be 2 to pick up seeds. Yeah, quite literally, that's it. Go there because it's going to pick it up. Pick up the item and go. Okay, we're going to load Ratch.
Hunger caution.
Growth would probably be a good thing. Now, that, if I get the device. I'm not gonna eat everything. I'm gonna leave a couple fries. Nice and exciting. Yeah, I can take that with me. Just gonna need to take this stuff. So I can check this. That is kind of one of the things I was worried about. That is exactly one of the things I was worried about. Okay, well. All right, let's do this. What's worst it's gonna do is gonna stomp out a couple of my. So I think I can. Power off. This is expected. Not quite. Okay, so now okay. Okay, good. All right, you can read it without it actually being a device. That's good to know. That is good to know. Okay. So that does tell me. Oh, running out of room here. First things first, not occupied. Load into R15, LaRRe, cur name hash, slot index 1, because I think that is the, oh, 0. Slot occupied. Some. So branch greater than 0 R15. Activate. Act. Which is stupid easy. Set batch name. LaRRe. Name hash. Current name hash. Activate. 1. Jump name. Okay. Export. Happy? Nothing there. Clear it. Nothing. Should an acceleration go back? Grab. There you go. Drop it in. There you go. Alright. Cool. However, that's where I probably need to state. Because it's not guaranteed. Well, wait a minute. Maybe if I change it around. So if it's empty and I have something in my hand, there's probably a pretty good chance I'm supposed to be planting what's in my hand. So if I reverse that, then the logic works out. So yeah, so let's do this. Get seed. We're gonna overwrite this and then branch to this. Okay, so if it is not occupied, then we're going to go to get seed. But first, since we're getting seed, we're going to see if it's occupied. If it is occupied, we're just going to activate. Otherwise, we're going to ship it back to there to grab the thing. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. Now, the interim states are going to be fun to deal with. But if it is seeding, we know we need to harvest. So branch greater than 0. R15. Hang on. Okay, I got this. Ooh. Now this growth number, that's what I wonder about. So I wonder. Okay. That's automated hydroponics. That's not what I want. State. Okay, that doesn't help me too much. So I don't necessarily want it to grab stuff before it is seeded, so I probably have to have a state. Probably have to have a state. Okay, so in this case, what we're going to do, if it is seeding, then we're going to branch to harvest. Harvest all. I don't know if that's that or not. I've got to figure out the current index. Running out of lines real fast. So harvest all. So the idea here, actually I'm not using check idle, so I've got some room here. There we go. A couple more. Okay, so harvest all. where state would come in handy. You know what? Curse state, curse station, curse set pointer. You know what? There we go. Okay, I got it. I don't need that. So set pointer. Curse station. Well, wait a minute. I'm not doing anything with state. Really, I'm not doing anything with state. At the moment, anyway. Might help. Okay. And then if I do this, add. Let's see. Curse state is going to be curse station, and we're basically going to copy this line, except it's going to be state. Actually, no, I don't even need to do this. State is going to be station plus 100. There we go. So get current station. Put current station. That, okay, that freed up a few lines. So check harvest, harvest all. So this is where I actually need to put a state in. So we're going to put DB, and this is going to be curse state. This is going to be harvesting. Now while I'm thinking about that, go garden. Send batch to LaRRe. Okay, yeah, all right. There's a good thing there. Okay, put current state is harvesting, and then we're going to put LaRRe by name. We're going to activate him. not occupied, so get seed. All right. Get R15 is going to be DB current state. There we go. I can put the check here. So current state. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do this. So I'm going to set him here to station 2. 1. To deposit items. There we go. So in this case, branch greater than 0. No, branch equal to, if R15 is equal to 7, because at this point it very well could. Maybe I need to do this occupied. If it's empty, I might have stuff in my arms if I do have. Sorry, I heard a noise, so I had to pause there. If LaRRe's occupied, then I need to see if I'm in state 7. If I'm in state 7, then in my occupation, I'm going to just jump straight to going to deposit items. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and check and see. Okay, so deposit items. Okay, so I need to load state here. When it's done with deposit items, move into the next station. At this point, now that I'm in deposit items, it doesn't matter if I was harvesting or not, in theory. So I should be able to set batch name. LaRRe. Nope. No, actually, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to put DB cur state to whatever, 0. No longer harvesting. So check harvest. Check harvest. So branch greater than, oh, I need to get R15 DB cur state. branch grader. Not equal. R15 doesn't equal 7. Then we're going to go back to main. And just keep looping through. Otherwise, we're going to flow right through into harvest all and go through that. Boom, 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 boom. Did I spell? What? Check, harvest. Check, harvest. What? What? Branch greater than 0. Check harvest. Check harv. What's going on here? Oh, did I have oh my goodness. Yep, space. There was a space on the end of it. Can you believe it? Okay. So if it's basically, if it's empty, we're going to plant. If it's ready to seed, we're going to harvest it all. If it's mature, we're going to check for harvest. If yeah, and then if it falls through all this, then it is ooh. There's going to be... So this one might actually need to be jump AL. So we're going to do this. If it's not 7, we're going to jump to main. But what if we do this? So then we jump to the return address. So in that event, we are mature. We should be going to seeding. And I'm assuming seeding means actually seeded. So mature. So in this case, it is mature, but we don't want to harvest it because we're waiting for the seeding. So then if we go to check harv, and it's not into the harvest portion, then it's going to jump right back here. So now we have passed all our criteria. We're not empty. I don't have anything for dead. That's probably something I should check in the future for dead plants. But as you can tell, I've only got like 5 lines left, which I can scavenge 1 or 2 by removing some spaces, maybe optimizing some codes. But so now at this point we just if I do a start main, nice. I don't even know. So we got cur index now. So what we need to do is put in the DB address going to be cur station. It's going to be cur set batch by name to LaRRe. Current name hash. Setting. Cur station. Cur index, actually. So hit the cap. So in this case, then do we want to move current index to 3 actually? And oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, God. Okay, hang on. Cur index is which array of stuff I'm looking at. Okay, hang on. No, we don't. We do want to add there, but down here at the end, cur station, cur index. No. At this point, I want to add cur station plus 1. Now, what I want to know LaRRe 15 is going to be cur station is just the station index. It's not the actual station. So I need to get R14 is going to be. We're going to add R14 plus 1. I guess I could have done that with 15. So we're going to get the current station that we're pointing to. And add one. Put DB. Set R15. So that should loop. Now, I fully expect that to blow up when I hit the end. I'm going to be disappointed if it doesn't. Nothing. Move forward. See? Drop it off. Oh, that's gonna go to station 1. That is wrong. Bad wrong. Close. Nothing in there. Okay. Alright. So I goofed that up. So when it's full, deposit items. So let's take a look at this. So it'd be checking here, occupied get seed. Okay, get seed. Branch equals 0. Deposit item setting. Yeah, should be 1. Oh, you know what? I wonder. Maybe that's my problem. Because that's falling through the loop too fast. Okay, I should come here, say, okay, go here, say, oh, I need a seed. Grab it. Come back here. Say, here's your seed, mister. Then go over here and say, oh, I need to clear this because I got a seed. Let's keep on checking along because we got mushrooms. And again. Go deposit station 1. There we go. Okay, so it's actually screwed up there. Okay, so it is actually branch equal to 0, or branch equal to, yeah, so R15, which is the current station. Oh! Wait, R15, so that's where the setting is. So setting should be deposit items. So in deposit items, we load quantity is sum. Branch equal to 0. Set equal to 0. So R12 will be 1 if quantity is 0. At this point, I don't even know what R15 really is. R15 is the current setting on LaRRe. So adding 0 to 1 should keep it at 1. Oh, you silly goose. There it is. That's the number. That's the problem. That is the problem. This should fix it. Okay. So I should get here, say okay, get here, say okay, go here, say get a seed. Drop it down. Good. And go here. Clear it out. Go back to station 1. Drop everything off. Not go back to 0. number 62. Number 62. What is Goofy with 62? We're gonna have to give up on this soon. 62. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. R12. Greater than 0. Okay, so set equal to 0. So if quantity is 0, then this will be 1. 0. So go back to main. Quantity was 0. Otherwise, activate. Just activate it. Oh, you can just hammer that all day long. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn that on. Again, go back home. Eventually I'll get this. Good. Good. Seed me! Harvest me! Harvest me more! Keep going, keep going. Okay. Come back here. Drop it in. Bam. Awesome. Then it goes ahead and picks up the seed on the way. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So happy with that. Okay, so then I threw a curveball at it. So I harvested the seed off of this. So how are you going to behave? Yeah, you skipped it. Okay. Which I don't think I'll run into too much of that. I am definitely going to need to do something with it. Because I am going to be Shroom Man. Okay. Alright, and then it opens it up to... Well, I do kind of want to see what happens when it gets to the end. interested to see what happens when it gets to the end, because there's no error handling for stations beyond the end. So if I try to set to station 18, what's going to happen? So just going to try to put it out here. Stuff doesn't get. Yep, definitely gonna have something for that. Very nice. Okay, big test. Go there, be happy. Go there, be happy. Go there, be happy. Okay. This is where we will test it. Okay, it's going to go back. Drop that off. Come back with a seed. Oh, I'm kind of excited. Put it in. All right, now what happens? Got to the end. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right. So now setting 17. Okay. So now I'm going to guess that I go here. See, I've got literally one line, so what I'm going to do is when I go to add station, we're going to set DB setting to current, no, R15. So it's going to tell me what station that I just went to. Okay. Position X. Okay, so there's one more thing that I need to check. So that's going to be okay, so this is station versus actual setting. So what do I got here? I could literally send it to return home. I could tell it to return home. And get rid of some of those. So, okay, so here's the next thing. So is it possible for me to set move RA? Can I write to RA? Hear me out here. Wait a minute. Start. No, I don't want to start me. This is for. Okay, hang on. Return home. Yeah, okay, so return home. So in this case, I could set RA to main. Yeah, let's see if I can do that. Move RA to main. Then branch. Greater than. Turn home if R14, which is current station, is greater than R15, right? So current station is a currently assigned station. I don't know. Seems like kind of some stupid racing condition, but let's see. I'm not going to stick around to see if stuff grows to the point. So this should fix. So it was return home. Check on everybody. Okay. Yeah, it does break that, doesn't it? Yeah, it does break that. DB is current station, so maybe in return home, DB current station is 0. Yeah. Then go garden, right? current station is 3 and then move. Okay. And when I go to move forward, DB current station 14. Okay. Right, I guess I don't understand why it's coming back home. Move RA to main. Branch greater than. So if B, R14, which is currently a signed station, is greater than the actual station. Oh, you dummy. You dummy. That's how it's supposed to be. There we go. Let's try this again. Okay, alright. That looks like it's working like it should. Now, I don't know specifically when I go to harvest that. That's the next thing to test, but I'm not sticking around tonight for that. I'm happy with what we got. I'm kind of interested that the pressure's so far down. Okay, here we go. Okay, something's happening. Setting is 0. Okay, it's going back home. Then it's going out to garden. Or 3. 4. Awesome! Happy with that. We'll put that there for now. So that'll be good. So if I need to do too much more crazy stuff with that, then I'll have to have the stack calls. Well, I'm going to have to push stack calls off if I want to go beyond the 9, 10 devices. So I might do that anyway. So awesome. And then, yeah, it's real awesome. Jeez. Shrooms everywhere. It's fine. Okay, I am pleased. Very pleased. Very pleased with that. So, yeah. Maybe I'll do some more. What I could do is I could actually chuck some of those. I guess I can't really chuck the mushrooms in. Yeah, I can. I can override it here. I could throw some mushrooms in if I wanted to. So, awesome. I want to see that go back one more time. Yes. Awesome. I am so happy. That was a major overtaking. And consequently, the longest, probably most boring stream in the world. So, that was good. That was good. So, alright, so we'll call her there for the night. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time.